As future nurses, it is important for us to be digitally fluent when it comes to electronic medical records. So for today, I will be demonstrating on how to register and encode patient's health information using an open MRS application. To start with, after typing the username and password, choose inpatient ward as the location for this session. Then click Register a Patient. This is where the demographics, contact info, and relationship of the patient will be encoded. For the demographics, we type the patient's first name, middle name, and surname. Then we enter the gender and birth date. For the contact info, we fill the address as well as the phone number. For the relationship, we ask the patient for the name of any family member or relative. After double-checking the encoded information, we confirm the submission. Then, in the general actions, we click Start Visit option to provide vitals and important clinical notes. First, we click the Capture Vitals. This is where we type the patient's height, weight, BMI wherein it will be automatically computed, temperature, pulse and respiratory rate, blood pressure and the oxygen saturation. Afterwards, we save the submission. Second, we click the Admit to Inpatient. This is where we admit the patient into the inpatient ward. Third, we click the Visit Note where we type the diagnosis and other clinical notes. We type the nursing diagnosis on the space provided. Diagnosis will then be recognized by the system. For the clinical note, we support the diagnosis with its defining characteristics. In our case, we have a deficient fluid volume related to excessive blood loss after birth, as evidenced by hypotension and tachycardia. And we also list the nursing interventions appropriate for the diagnosis. Afterwards, we save the notes unlisted. Under the encounters, we double check the saved information about the visit note. Then we go to homepage by clicking the patient's name, and we also double check the vitals, latest observations, and other elements. To avoid further health complications, we ask the patient for any allergies and document it if there is. In our case, we will go to Allergy tab, click Add New Allergy, then we just choose among drugs and foods and others. So our client has an allergy on dairy foods and reactions are manifested by rashes, itching, and headache. Then we save the allergy note. At this point, we return to homepage, reread information, and verify. If there are no more modifications, we end the visit. To check if the patient's information has been unlisted, we click Find Patient Record and then search for the name of the patient. After rechecking the information, we go to Recent Visits to check the visit note, admission status, and vitals. We can set appointments as needed for the patient's treatment. After that, if there will be no more additional information to save, we can then log out from the electronic record system. For evaluation, we will be utilizing the RMC Health's Accessing Information Skills rubric. For the EMR's ability to locate information, we give it a rating of 4, which is the highest rating for the rubric, since it was able to locate sources of diagnosis and it can retain information for efficient viewing of health information. With regards to validity description, a rating of 3 was given because although it was able to evaluate valid information such as the vitals and diagnosis, it does not accurately explain certain elements on the record system as to what data will be listed, such as the clinical notes and attachments. Lastly, for the reliability description, 1 was provided, the lowest rating for the rubric, because no citations are identified in the system, since the nurse or the user will be the main source of the health information.